Hello friends, welcome to the visual card program, and today we are going to start one important topic of aptitude, that is profit and loss. So in profit and loss we know that one or two questions comes in our aptitude part of the competitive exams. So it is an important topic because one or two marks we can gain in our competitive exams. So let us see the introduction of profit and loss, and then we will solve a good number of questions so that all your concept of profit and loss will be clear. Okay, so we will not use, I am telling you, we will not use the formulas of profit and loss, and we will use the concept of percentage in the profit and loss so that we can solve all the questions of profit and loss very easily in less time. Okay, in no time we can say that. Okay, so let's first introduce the topic and then we'll go on solving a number of questions. So let us see some terms which are used in profit and loss. So the first term is cost price. Okay, we are familiar with this term, but I am telling you, price at which the article is purchased. Okay, so selling price is how much, what price at which the article is sold. Okay, that is selling price. And now let's see what is profit and what is loss. So what will be the profit? Profit will be if the selling price is more than the cost price, then it is profit. And what is loss? If the cost price is more than the selling price, that we are having a loss, that is loss. Okay, so this is the basic thing we have to understand. Okay, so let's now see what is marked price. Okay, so when we are going to purchase an item, a tag is there in which the price is written, and that price is known as the marked price. Okay, so what is marked price? It is the price displayed on the price tag. So let's see what is discount. So discount is the deduction of amount from the marked price. So some amount is deducted from the marked price, and that article is sold to the customer, and that discount is known as this discount is given on the marked price. So discount is a deduction of amount from the marked price. So these are the important terms, and now I will tell you the relation between all the terms, and which will help you so that you will not be confused to relate the terms. Okay, so the first relation is, you should know the profit and loss, okay, is calculated on cost price. The first point that you should know is profit and loss is calculated on cost price. And the second important term is discount is calculated on marked price. So the first point is profit and loss is calculated on cost price, and discount is calculated on marked price. These two terms you should know, and I am writing now the relations. So that is, discount is directly proportional to marked price, and profit and loss is directly proportional to selling price. So note these points, and now we will solve a good number of questions so that all your concept of profit and loss will be clear. So let's start our first question. So friends, let us see some basic questions from profit and loss, because it will help you to know how to approach the profit and loss questions with the help of the concept of percentage. With the percentage concept, you will know how to approach the profit and loss questions. So let's see some basic questions on profit and loss. So the first question is, cost price is given as 200 rupees, gain percent is given as 20%, and selling price we have to find out. Okay, see, this is a very basic questions, but I am telling you, I am explaining this question because you will know how to approach that questions. Okay, so see, 100% of any value is the cost price. In profit and loss, the 100% of a value is the cost price. So gain is 20%, and so we have to find the selling price. So selling price will be how much? 120%. That means 100% plus 20% gain is there, so 120%. So we have to find selling price. So selling price will be 120% of 200. Okay, so this will directly give you the selling price. So in this way, without going through the formula, because the formula of selling price is 100 plus gain percent upon 100 into cost price. So this is the formula of selling price. Okay, instead of using this formula, the same thing is there, but you should know the concept of percentage. So 100% is the cost price. Okay, that is 200 only. So 120% of 200 will give us the selling price. So 120% of 200 is how much? So 100, that is 120% means 100% plus 20%. So 100% of 200 will be 100, because 120% is 100% plus 20%. Okay, So 100% is 200. Now remains 20%. So 10% is 20. So 20% will be 40. Okay. So our answer will be 240. So let's see one more question. So it will be more clear to you. So selling price is so cost price is 200, same value, and loss is here. The loss is 20%, and we have to find the cost price. So 100% is 200. Okay. So loss is 20%. So selling price will be 80%. So 80% of 200 will be our selling price. So 80% of 200 will be our selling price. So 10% is 20. 10% is 20. So 80% will be how much? 20 into 8. That is 160. 160. So this will be the selling price. Okay. So let's move on to our next question. That is a word problem. Now let us see the second question on profit and loss. By selling an article for rupees 720, a merchant gains 20%. Find the cost price. See, selling price is given. Selling price is 720 rupees. And gain percentage is given. Gain percentage is given as 20%. And we have to find the cost price. So by using the concept of percentage, first take cost price as 100. Cost price is 100. What will be the selling price? So gain is 20%. So selling price will be 120% of cost price. That is 120. 120% of cost price. Any percentage of 100 is the same value. So 120% of 100 is 120. So selling price is given in the question. That is 720. 720, and we have to find the cost price. We have to find the cost price. So what we will multiply in 120 to get 720? We have to multiply 6. So in this also we will multiply 6. So the value will be 600. In less than 30 seconds, you can solve this type of problems. So the answer is 600. Let us see the next question on profit and loss. By selling an article for rupees 560, a merchant loses 30%. At what price should he sell it to gain 20%? So, by selling an article for rupees 560, a merchant loses 30%. So, at what price should he sell to gain 20%? So, first take the cost price as 100. So, 100 is the cost price. So, a merchant loses 30%. So, selling price will be 100 minus 30% means 70% of cost price, and 70% of cost price is 70 because the cost price is 100. So 70% of 100 is 70, and the next part is at what price should he sell to gain 20%? To gain 20%. So cost price is 100. To gain 20%, the new selling price will be 120. 120% of cost price. In case of loss, it is 70% because 30% loss, so 70%. 20% gain, so 120. So by selling an article for rupees 560, a merchant loses 30%. So this value is given as 560. So we have to find at what price should he sell to gain 20%. So we have to find this value. So we have to find the new selling price. Okay. So what to multiply in 70 to get 560? That is 8. So this also you multiply by 8. So how much you will get? The value is 120 into 8 is 960. It is as simple as you think. Let us see one more question on profit and loss. An article is sold at a gain of 11%. If he had sold 175 more than the selling price, then the gain would be 18%, and we have to find the cost price. Okay, so an article is sold at a gain of 11%. So let's take the cost price as 100. So selling price will be 111% of cost price. So 111. And if he had sold 175 more than the selling price, he would have gained 18%. So 18% gain means new selling price will be 118. 118% of cost price. That is 118. He would have got 175 more. If you had solved 175 more, so the difference is 175. So what is the difference between 118 and 111? That is 7. So this difference value is given as 175. So we have to find the cost price. We have to find this value. So 75 into how much is 175? 75 into 25 is 175. So 100 into 25 will be 2500. So 2500 is the cost price, and that is the answer. So if the question has been asked what is the selling price, so you can multiply this by 25. Any value you can find with the help of these terms. So 25 is the cost price to get 75 more than the selling price. Now let us see one question based on cost price. A sold an article to B at a gain of 15%, and B sold it to C at a gain of 20%. If C paid rupees 690 for the article, find the cost price of A. A sold it to B at 15% gain. B sold it to C at 20% gain, and C paid rupees 690. So we have to find the actual cost price. So this question also we can solve with the help of 100 concept. See, take selling price of A as 100 rupees. So what will be the, see, he sold it to B. He sold it to B. So it is the cost selling price for A, and it is the cost price for B. So cost price of B will be at a gain of 15%. So 115% of 100, that is 115. It is the cost price for B, and it is the selling price for A. And B sold it to C at a gain of 20%. So what is 120% of 50? So let us find 20% of 115. 10% is 11.5. Okay, after putting the decimal after one digit, we can find 10%. So what is 20% of 115? 11.5 into 2, that is 23. So 115 plus 23. 115 plus 23 will be 120% of 115. So it is 1 plus 23. How much will you get? 138. So 138 will be the cost price for C, and it will be the selling price for B. So we have to find the cost price of the article, and the cost price for C is given. The cost price for C is given as 690, and we have to find this value, the original cost price. So 138 into 5 is 690. So here also we have to multiply by 5. So the answer will be 500. So 500 is the original cost price. This type of lengthy question also you can solve with the 100 concept, and it is very easy. If you practice more and more questions with the help of 100 concept, you can solve all the questions very easily in no time, because the simplification technique is only the key thing to crack any of the competitive exam. Okay, let us see one question based on profit and loss. If the cost price of 5 articles is equal to selling price of 4 articles, find the profit or loss percent. It is a simple question. Cost price of 5 articles is equal to selling price of 4 articles. We have to find profit or loss percent. So in this type of question, there is one simple concept. By using that formula, you can solve any of the questions based on this type. See, what is the formula? This value you take as n. This value you take as m. So the formula is n minus m upon m into 100. By using this formula, you can solve all the question of this type. See, so the value will be 5 minus 4 upon 4 into 100. So it will be 1 by 4 into 100. And 1 by 4th of 100 is 25. So the answer is 25%. So the profit percentage, cost price of 5 article is equals to the selling price of 4 article. So it will be the profit percent. Now let us see one more question based on the previous concept. By selling 15 notebook, a merchant gains the selling price of 3 notebook. So we have to find its gain percent. So he sold 15 notebook and he gains the selling price of 3 notebook. So our equation will be selling price of 15 notebook equals to cost price of 15 notebook. See, he sold 15 notebook and he gains the selling price of 3 notebook. So it will be equal to the cost of 15 notebook plus he gains the selling price of 3 notebook plus selling price of 3 notebook. So by solving this equation, we can bring selling price of 3 notebook to the left hand side. So 15 minus 3 is 12. So selling price of 12 notebook will be equals to cost price of 15 notebook. So now you can apply the formula which I have told, that is n minus m upon m into 100. And what is n? That is cost price. 15 minus 12 upon 12 into 100. So 3 upon 12 into 100. 3 upon 12 is 1 by 4. So 1 by 4th of 100, that is 25%. So 25 is the gain percent. So all the problem based on this concept, you can just use the formula and you can solve this question in few seconds. Now let us see one question based on faulty balance. Okay. A trader sells goods at cost price but uses false weight of 800 gram instead of 1000 gram. So what is the profit percent? Instead of 1000 gram, he uses 800 gram and he cheats the customer. So what is the profit percent or gain percent he gets? Okay. So we have studied the concept of percentage change. And what is the formula of percentage change? That is the numerator what we are getting. The difference upon in denominator initial value into 100. So percentage change equals to difference upon initial value into 100. That is the formula of percentage change. So we can use the concept of percentage change in this question because 800 instead of 1000 grams. So what is the difference? 1000 minus 800, that is 200. And what is the initial value? 800 into 100. So 200 into 4 is 800. So 1 by 4th of 100 is 25%. So 25% is the profit percent he gains. Let us see one question based on mark price. Trader marked the price of an article 80% above the cost price and sold it at a discount of 30%. Then find the overall profit or loss percent. Okay. So in this type of question, I have told you mark price. On the question of mark price, discount is calculated on mark price. And two important things you have to remember. Discount is calculated on mark price. Profit or loss is calculated on cost price. So first take trader marked the price of an article 80% above the cost price. So first take cost price as 100. Then what will be the mark price? It is 80% above the cost price. So 80% above 100 means 180. 80% above 100 is plus 80% means 180. So and sold it at a discount of 30%. And sold it at a discount of, because discount is calculated on mark price. So minus 30%. So 10% is 18. So 30% is 54. 18 into 3, 54. So minus 54. So what will be the answer? 6 to 1. 126. 126. He sells the article. He sells the article at a price of 126. Then find the overall profit or loss. So cost price is this much and selling price is 126. So there is a clear profit. So profit percent equals to 126 minus 100, that is 26%. So without adding any steps, you can solve the question by just taking 100 and you can get the answer. So here the answer is profit percent is 26%. Now let us see one more question on mark price. By selling an article at a discount of 10%, a merchant gains 25%. If the mark price is 500, find the cost price. In every question of mark price, just two concepts you have to remember. Discount is calculated on mark price and profit and loss is calculated on cost price. So first see what is given. Mark price is given, okay, and discount is given 10%. So let us take mark price as 100. So discount is calculated on mark price. So after getting discount minus 10%, what will be the price? What will be the selling price? 90%. So discount, after doing the discount of 10% on mark price, we have got the selling price of an article. So after getting selling price of an article, we have to find the cost price, and gain percent is given here. A merchant gains 25%. Okay. So see, mark price is given 500. So 100 into 5 is 500. So here 90 into 5 is 450. Okay, here we have to find the value. So then take cost price as 100 and gain percent is 125. So selling price will be 125. New selling price will be 125, because the question is if the mark price is 500, a merchant gains 25%. So 125, and here because the cost price is how much, we have calculated the selling price. Selling price is how much? 450, and we have to calculate the cost price. So do the cross multiplication. 100 into 450 upon 125. So 5 into 20, 5 into 25. Okay, 5 into 5, 5 into 90. 5 into 4, 90 into 4, 360. So 360 is the cost price. So let us see our last question based on successive discount. So the last question is two successive discount of 15% and 20% is equal to the single discount of how much? So we have to find two successive discount of 15% and 20% is equal to the single discount of how much? So in this question, firstly let's take the base value as 100. Okay. So the first discount is how much? 15%. Okay. So suppose it is the mark price. Okay, suppose the mark price is 100. So the first discount is how much? 15%. So 15% discount on 100 means minus 15, because 15% of 100 is 15. So 100 minus 15 is 85. So again a discount of 20%, minus 20%. Okay, so minus, so 10% is 8.5. So 20% will be how much? Minus 17. Okay, 8.5 into 2 is how much? 17. Because 10% is 8.5, 20% will be 17. So 85 minus 17. Okay, because minus 20%. So it will become how much? 68. So these are the values. So it's equal to the single discount of how much? So single discount will be how much? That is 100 minus 68. 100 minus 68, that is 32. Okay. So this is the answer, that is 32%. This is equal to the single discount of 32%. Okay, so in this way we can solve all the question with the concept of percentage. So we have seen that we have not used the basic formulas of profit and loss, and we have used the concept of percentage, so that all the questions you can which will come in your competitive exams you can solve with the help of the concept of percentages. So let's move on to the next aptitude topic. So friends, subscribe our YouTube channel to get the latest update of our videos and upcoming government jobs, and to get the complete video series of aptitude, reasoning, English, computer awareness and banking awareness. Visit our website visualcard.com. So thank you for watching this video.